Welcome back to the Better Late Than Never Club. I'm Beck.
And I'm Frost.
And tonight we're going back to our childhoods. It's been a while since we recorded.
We were busy, and by we I mean you were busy writing most of a novel in November.
Correct. So we had, we have other creative pursuits. I'm sorry that one doesn't include you guys quite as much as this, but we're back. It's December. We're going to put out at least an episode, if not more.
We're going to aim for more, but we're going to commit to one.
Yes. We actually have one in the chamber that needs to be edited.
Yes.
So that one will probably get,
Which this would make no
before
sense because
Well, just for context, we're recording this on like the 4th of December.
yes,
So just to give you some timeline, we're in Christmas, Christmas themed. Well, there's a Christmas tree. Is what I'm trying to say.
and there's Christmas lights, and there's a Christmas bunting.
Yeah,
there's a Christmas blanket.
Christmas is here. So we are doing an old classic, at least in my mind, because I've seen this movie.
Is this a Christmas movie?
No,
There's no Santa.
no, because we are watching The Land Before Time.
Are you saying there was no Santa?
I will not confirm or deny.
I know very little about The Land Before Time, other than I think maybe, unless I'm getting my wires crossed, it has something to do with dinosaurs.
I'll confirm that much.
And it's animated, right?
That is true. We are working with an animated adventure drama.
Oh, cute. Do the dinosaurs talk?
I guess you'll have to see.
Well, yeah, I guess I will. I guess I'll find out.
Let me give you a bit of a rundown about what, just some nuts and bolts, some, housekeeping, if you will, without any spoilers.
Because you've seen this film.
I have. It's been a while, but I definitely watched this film a few times in my youth.
Oh, wow.
I don't think we had it on VHS. Maybe we did. I actually can't remember. Either way, I saw it at least once. I feel like I saw it more than once. Animated adventure drama. It is just over an hour long, so nice and short and sweet. It did pretty well. It grossed about $84.5 million worldwide, which was slightly more than the director's other major animated work from a similar time, An American Tail.
Oh, is that the one with the mouse?
It is, although the one I made you watch is the sequel to An American Tail, which he didn't actually do, but that's fine. We watched Firefly Goes West.
Yes.
But the original for Firefly Goes West is An American Tail.
Yeah.
Yeah, same director. Speaking of the director is a guy called Don Bluth, who also did, like I said, An American Tail. He also did All Dogs Go to Heaven, and he did Anastasia.
Oh, really?
So this guy is, he's done a lot of films that I like.
Anastasia is up there.
Anastasia is one of my favorite films of all time, especially animated.
I did see this is way off the track because we're not doing Anastasia for the pub. I did see something kind of recently which was very funny about how all of the premise of Anastasia really skates over the fact that there was a revolution.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of not the focus of the whole thing. But yeah, this is what children's movies, they can't get too
it is very funny
Russian
though. It's
history, but yeah. Some other notable people in the production of this. So there's a screenplay and a story, and they're important people. I'm not going to name them. What I'm interested in talking about here is some of the executive producers involved in the film, which includes Steven Spielberg and George Lucas.
Oh, wow. Both of them together.
Yeah. Yeah.
They said things like Star Wars and Jurassic Park's not out yet, but I wonder if this is what inspired Jurassic Park. He's like, I want to make this but better.
But for adults.
Yes.
So to give this some context, this isn't a Disney movie, right? But to put it in the context of the Disney filmography, it was released around the same time as Oliver and Company, if you've seen that.
I have not seen that.
It actually did better than Oliver and Company.
I don't know if you know this, but this is a podcast about not having watched movies.
I'm just saying, I just got to check. You always got to check, give you an opportunity to say you haven't seen something. So it actually did a little bit better than the Disney movie, which was, pretty good.
Well, I've heard of Land Before Time. I haven't even heard of Oliver and Company.
Okay, well, not all of us can be educated.
Ouch.
Now, this is something that took me by surprise. So I always go through some key people, click into a few Wikipedia links just to see if, obviously some names like Spielberg and George Lucas, you know them. I don't need to click in to know that they're a big deal.
Yeah.
But I thought, let me have a look at the guy that did the score, because sometimes that's interesting to see who's this guy, what other scores has he done?
Yeah, because the score can make or break a movie.
Right. So the guy was called James Horner. Unfortunately, he died in 2015 at the age of 61 in a plane crash.
Oh, damn.
Like on his own, like his own plane, but prematurely for sure. What took me by surprise is this man has done a lot of scores. Now, there's some names that if you say name movie composer, a film scorer, I don't know what they're, there's some names that pop up, right?
Yeah. John Williams.
Right.
The other guy. The Thing. You've asked me, Frosty, famously bad at names and faces.
Uh-huh.
But I do know what you're saying.
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer was the one I was trying to think of.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a few names that pop up. The guy that always works with Tim Burton.
Danny Elfman.
Yeah. So there's like those three, I feel like.
What's particularly bad about what just happened just then with me failing the names is I had loaded a Danny Elfman joke for this
section?
For this bit when you brought up like who does the score, and I was like, was it Danny Elfman's brother or something lame? And in the moment that you asked me for the name of anyone who does musical scores, poof, it was all gone. Brain empty. No think.
All of that to say, I guess James Horner wasn't a name that I really knew.
Sure.
Right? But this man did... I'm going to kind of go from... I'm just going to list some movies.
Yeah, just rattle them off.
So, Aliens.
Oh, yeah.
The sequel to Alien. Braveheart.
Wow, okay.
Apollo 13.
Big films.
Which I think won for sound or something. Although that's not soundtrack.
Yeah, that's not...
Jumanji. Titanic.
Wow.
Which is apparently the highest selling film soundtrack of all time.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Enemy at the Gates.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Your former favorite movie.
Now, just to qualify that, it's not my former favorite movie because it's out of favor. It's what I used to say was my favorite film for a long time.
Yeah. And lastly, just the highest grossing film of all time, Avatar.
Wow, old mate, he gets around.
Yeah, it's just some of like the biggest acclaimed films of all time. Just casually. And also Land Before Time.
So we're expecting this to be about as good as the Titanic.
He also did An American Tail. Just to be clear, he did other movies. I just wrote down the ones that I was like the most like, wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe these were all done by the same guy that also did Land Before Time.
Insane. That is really insane.
Yeah. There's a couple of other bits and bobs, some of which I might talk about after. One thing I will say is kind of funny is that this film has technically 13 direct-to-video sequels.
Wow.
But they're all musicals, for starters. This isn't a musical.
What?
Yeah.
That is such a wild, bold departure from the source material.
And then they're also none of like the OGs, so like Spielberg, Lucas, and Don Bluth, they're not involved in any of the sequels.
What's the company that does this? Is it MGM? Is it?
No, I think it's a good question.
Is it Sony?
Well, I think let me just check.
Because I can kind of see that if it did well, and they had it off the back of names like Spielberg and Lucas. Well, so it was made by Spielberg started an animation studio like after this and with this and the success of An American Tail and stuff, Amblin Entertainment. So the production companies listed is Amblin Entertainment, which is Spielberg, Sullivan Bluth Studios, which I guess is Don Bluth and whoever Sullivan is, and then Lucasfilm. So those are the three production companies listed for this film. And do they sell the rights of this film to have?
Also distributed by Universal Pictures.
Okay, so Universal Pictures have the rights to the film.
I suppose so, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So they got Magic Makers to make the first film, and then Universal Studios went and take that, pick the front cover of that, and put it into the Universal Studios meat grinder, and turn out 13 more of them as musicals.
Yeah, there was also a TV series in 2007.
Yikes.
But yeah.
That's really like it sounds like that would be the memory of a drop of onion in water kind of quality you get at the end of that.
I mean, it's for kids,
yes.
So, well, no, but like something...
Feed the children the slop.
Yeah.
I mean, Avatar The Last Airbender is not, they didn't make a movie and then make a trash... What they did was the reverse. They made a really good show and they made a trash movie.
Yeah. I mean, it's not uncommon to have, like, worse iterations of something that was successful.
Yeah.
Right? Just for money.
12 musicals is so
13.
many. 13 musicals is so many.
Anyway, I don't know how long they were. They might have been like really short.
Okay.
Who knows? Either way, there's a couple of more factoids that I figure will be better talked about afterwards.
Yeah, right.
So I'll save them for the movie is 69 minutes long.
Nice.
So let's get to it and dive into the land before time.
Woo!
First, we find ourselves in the time of the dinosaurs, where a baby longneck called Littlefoot is born. Growing up alongside their three-horned dinosaur called Sarah, the two bicker and play fight, attracting the attention of a predator, a sharp-tooth. The two young ones escape harm, but Littlefoot's mother is fatally wounded, and she leaves him with the final task of finding the Great Valley, a place with enough food for everyone. Sarah, who has been separated from her parents in the Earthshake, tries to reunite with them to no avail. Littlefoot meets other young dinosaurs, Big Mouth, Ducky, and Flyer Petrie. Additionally, Ducky finds a freshly hatched Spiketail, who she dubs Spike. With Sarah joining the band, the five younglings travel the dangerous terrain in search of food and family. Unfortunately, another encounter with the Sharptooth forces the group to devise a plan to trap him. The plan succeeds, and after a brief scare with Petrie, the five reunite in safety. Not long after, Littlefoot leads them to discovering the Great Valley, where a happy ending is had by all. Here's some deeper thoughts on the matter.
Yep.
I'm going the right way. Ducky's voice is quite like picturesque isn't the right word when it's a soundbite, but it's like if there was stock footage of like classic 90s child voice,
Yeah.
really nailed that.
Talented child actor. And I think unfortunately we need to start there.
Oh no.
So, trigger warning, just ahead of this little tidbit that I kept for afterwards, because
Okay.
I felt like I didn't want to taint the movie by telling you this beforehand.
So we're starting the deeper thoughts on the matter with some tidbits from earlier. Okay.
Just because you mentioned Ducky's voice actor, whose name is Judith Barcy.
Mm-hmm.
She was great. She also was in Don Bluth's another movie, All Dogs Go to Heaven, which I haven't seen. She was in that as well. And he thought very highly of her. Anyway, very unfortunately, she had a terrible father. And when she was 10 years old, her father murder-suicided her and her mother and himself.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Despite like a lot of... I was looking at the Wikipedia and, you know, it's one of those things where, unfortunately, you know...
All the signs are there.
Yeah, and basically... I mean, you know, I'm not victim blaming, but basically everyone was like, this is not okay. And the mother was like, I'm gonna divorce him, so let me keep my kid. And so they did. And yeah, unfortunately, the worst occurred before that could happen.
So I would kind of nice things.
Yeah. Really sad. And unfortunately, both this movie and All Dogs Go to Heaven came out after her death.
Woof.
I think, and I might be conflating, I think this is a correct thing. There's a bit in All Dogs Go to Heaven. I've seen this fact that, because I think that might also be animated. Either way, or maybe not. But there's another actor that was acting across from her that had to do some of his lines after she was dead. And you can like hear it in his voice. He's like really emotional because it's like the last time I don't know.
You're playing across from a recording now at this point.
Yeah.
God, that's so. I don't even have words for that.
And Don Bluth said, like, is known to have been. I mean, he just said about her that she was fantastic, took direction amazingly. Like, she was really, really good, very responsive, and really amazing, and that he was keen to have her in lots of future projects.
Yeah.
You know, so very sad, that story. But she did a fantastic job as Ducky.
Yeah.
She is the standout voice actor in this movie for sure.
Oh yeah, I was going to say Ducky was my favorite character, and now you've just ruined everything. So now I understand, because people say that, oh, this is a movie that you cry at a bit, and I understand now that the crying is for the tragedy that happens outside of the film.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a bit of both, you know. I'm surprised that, you know, some of the like the early bit's got very much, it's got Lion King vibes.
Yeah, I guess.
Mufasa. energy, sort of.
I think I sort of like expected
Yeah.
what was happening.
Formulaic, which is it's a kid movie.
Right. I could see what was happening pretty early on. So I wasn't like there was nothing that shocked me.
Yeah.
And in that sort of same vein, it didn't quite like tug at the heartstrings, but maybe it would have gotten me if I was much younger
Yeah.
and less cynical and jaded. And then if it had got me when I was younger, the nostalgia would pull me back, you know?
Probably, yeah. I agree with that. So what did you think generally? Or do you want my other two tidbits now?
Oh, let's get rid of those. Let's get those tidbits. Let's get those tidbits out of the way.
So my first of the other two is that apparently quite late into the production of the movie, a lot of the sharp tooth scenes were cut and re-edited to be less scary
Oh yeah.
because they had some early screening. You know how they
Yeah, they're
pre-screen
testing.
things, and they got feedback that there'd be like crying and kids and angry parents if they didn't cut it back a bit.
Yeah.
So there was some cutting back there, and then also the scene where like Petrie like quote unquote dies but doesn't die was
Yeah.
like longer. So like they kind of eked it out, and it was a bit more emotionally charged and all of that.
Yeah.
So they edited that back a bit to make it more kid friendly.
What I would love to see is the Land Before Time director's cut,
Yeah.
the Spielberg edition, the horror as it was meant to be seen.
Right. Well, I think that's Jurassic Park. There is apparently a couple of editing kind of errors where, because the sharp tooth is meant to have two working eyes at the beginning, and they gets blinded in like the thorn patch
Yeah.
that they run into.
Yeah.
But there's scenes where like it's not inconsistent.
Yeah.
Where, like he either has both eyes
Or it's
doesn't,
the other
and then
eye.
It's
Yeah.
just wrong
I
because they
did-
recut it a bit.
I did notice that.
Yeah.
With the eyes.
But I don't think kids would really care or notice that.
No, it was. I mean, the animation style of the era is
It's old
so
school.
fluid. It's sort of like you like nothing needs to really be
I
consistent.
do like the old school animations because this was 88, but the animation style is closer to that of like the 50s, 60s.
Yeah,
It's
it's like a refined version of that.
yeah,
But like
it's got a real, I don't know, it's an aesthetic.
it
that's
feels
very
fluid is the best sort of term. Like it feels. I mean, it is. It's hand drawn, right? Like it's very
so amazing.
analog. But it does give you things like sometimes Littlefoot feels like he's a really big guy.
Yeah.
And then sometimes Littlefoot is teeny tiny,
Yeah.
teensy.
No, it's good. I remember as a kid experiencing this movie very differently. I remember, interestingly, the character of Sarah is obviously objectively annoying,
So obnoxious.
but also I think it's I kind of get the vibe of like they've got this group of essentially children, right? Like it's
Yeah.
a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Yes, they're dinosaurs, but they represent children.
It's an allegory for different families of
We'll
kids
get
of
to
families.
allegories in a second, but the
And she was raised by white supremacists.
no, well, but the fact that Sarah is, proud and is like doesn't work well in this team environment and is kind of like mean because she's obviously like scared, right? Like she
Yeah.
is scared and whatever, but her mechanism, she lashes out at
Yeah.
other people. I think elements of that kind of did hit home to me as a kid. Not like the whole thing, but like just I think as a kid I had a bit of a tendency to like to use an old school term, like cut my nose off to spite my face, of like once like digging my heels in of
mean,
like once
that-
I'm embarrassed.
That is something humans do. That's
Of
very
course it is.
human.
I'm just saying especially like some kids can be prone to that, and having a character that's like that is, and then the lesson of like, friendship and teamwork and togetherness is all very nice. And,
Yeah, if you work together with your friends, you can kill something. That's the lesson we learned, right,
I think it
guys?
survived.
Is
Who
that-
knows? It survived the first fall.
Yeah. But they planned it so ruthlessly. With its skinny arms, it can't swim.
Hey, it's a killer.
It's a killer or be killed.
Well, speaking of allegories, like you said, something I didn't know until this Wikipedia deep dive is that Don Bluth, the director,
Yeah.
is a member of the Church of Latter-day Saints, aka Mormons, and has said that themes of like it influenced this movie and other movies he's made, but this one, and like now as an adult with that knowledge going into it, I see it.
Yeah. like, it's hugely religiously influenced.
Yeah, but I didn't see it as a kid, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean...
because I didn't have any concept of that as a child, like what, looking for themes like that.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't look for things like that as a child if you grew up in a semi-religious household or a religious household. But from religious down to semi-religious, you would see, this is the belief that my parents tell me to believe in, that there's
to have faith,
that there's
something unseen.
There's some man talking that I can't see who is telling me to have faith, and it's probably Pat Hingle.
There's an almighty narrator.
There's an
talking about
almighty
my journey
narrator
at all
telling
times.
exactly.
So anyway, that was really interesting watching it through that lens.
Yeah.
Kind of thinking about it, because I'd never thought about it in that way, but now it's pretty on the nose.
Like,
Look, it could be worse. It could be like more on the nose for sure. I think the fact that
short of the dinosaurs having literal angel wings,
it's not that on the nose. I've definitely seen
a great
worse.
journey through adversity to get to the Great Valley where they can live
yes,
eternally
I
happily
know,
forever
I
and
know.
ever.
Yes. I know. I hear you. I guess what I'm saying is I think it also has some generally good themes that aren't inherently tied to the idea of religion.
Yeah, for sure. Like, teamwork and killing big spike tooths together. There's some good themes. I'm stuck on that. But, I mean, it is like trust first, ask names later.
Yeah.
As like a people are generally good.
Persevering past grief and all of that kind of
Except your dumb brother Spike, who doesn't know how to speak yet, but really loves to eat.
It's so cute.
It's so cute because Spike wants to help.
He's our new brother Spike, and they adopt him in the end. It's so cute because he was just like there and he was all alone.
But he didn't seem to really mind. He was like, "There's so much grass, and now I'm back to sleep."
Yeah.
It's very cute.
Petrie learns to fly.
I said to Beck during the movie, I was like, imagine being brought in for the screen read for Spike and all of your lines are just chewing on leaves.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have any lines.
He laughs at one point.
He does laugh.
Anyway, it's a short and sweet little animation. I think, like, watching it with you now, I don't think I'm maybe ever going to rewatch it now. I feel like I've done my, like, adult rewatch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm good. I want to know your opinion. Would you say that this is a good film for kids these days to watch?
Yes. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with it. It's not like that. It's not like it's,
I guess there is, but teaches children that dinosaurs were real.
Even sort of besides that, it's just like it's
That's a joke.
It's a fairly wholesome movie with a fairly wholesome message, and it's entertaining, and the score is good, and the pacing is good. It's not like I can't put into words exactly what is wrong with some modern media, but it's just a little bit too like, wow, bam, look at this.
Yeah.
It's
pretty sedate. Obviously, like, there's some, like, high tension scenes with, like, the sharp tooth, but it's less like sensory overload, like a lot of modern
and so
kids media is. Part of that, I think, is the hand-drawn animation style. It's just, like...
You can't...
It's so soft and comforting in and of itself.
Now, there is a part of me that wonders how much of that is us
nostalgia?
projecting our nostalgia for that animation style.
Maybe.
Whereas, like, maybe the cursed Thomas the Tank Engine modern style is
nostalgia.
bringing somebody nostalgia and joy.
I actually can't imagine that being the case. That's only nightmare fuel, nothing else. Have you seen what they did to Bananas in Pajamas? Don't even get me started.
I have, and let's not bring that into this household. Halloween's done and gone. All right, we don't want other horrors. So, but like, I would be like, yeah, this is a good movie for kids. This is the kind of movie that you could put on and know with faith that there are 13 other movies you could put on after this that are probably the same, if not just slightly worse. And that, because you hear it from parents all the time, right? Their kids binge the thing that they're currently into, and if you picked Shrek as the thing that your kid was in,
5 Shrek movies.
there's only 5 Shrek movies. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So you would get real sick of Shrek and Donkey pretty quickly, I feel. Whereas, like, this is mostly sweeping vistas and rising strings in orchestral motions. It's pretty sedate.
Yep.
Petrie didn't drown. Petrie's alive. Yep. Yeah, that's really gutting to hear that that voice actor is
Yeah.
murdered by their father. Horrible, horrible thing to find out.
Sorry.
Really,
I
honestly,
thought I couldn't not mention it though. It's
you got to
kind of
mention
pretty
it. You got to
integral
mention
to,
it.
like the
It has significantly detracted from my enjoyment of the film.
Sorry. Can you try and put that aside when you do your rating, which I think we should do right about now?
For no reason. Oh man. Look, the religious allegory is just so pervasive. The entire story. It does detract from it a bit because I didn't know that the director or the writer,
Director.
he was the director, I believe came out and said that it heavily
Yeah.
influenced it. I just assumed that it was heavily influenced
In general.
in general. And I guess the difference is our upbringings, right? Your schooling was very theocratically agnostic, like all religion is worth studying, blah blah blah. Whereas I had the good fortune of going to church for a while and being told to dress nice in case I go to hell or something, whatever it is they try and brainwash with kids when they're taking them to church sometimes. And like that is a really, really tough thing to disconnect, where I look at a movie like this and like, this
You're
is for,
saying you can't rate it highly because of your religious trauma.
yeah, you could say that. You could say
Yeah.
that.
Well, do you want to go first?
Yes. I'm going to rate this 6.8 yups out of 10.
I'm going to rate it a 7.2 tree stars out of 10.
Ooh, tree stars, good one. Good one. I want to know if tree stars are a real thing.
I don't know. They look delicious though.
I know. As somebody who
need to make tree stars for humans.
you probably make a tree star cake. I'm sure that was very popular in the early 90s, late 80s. Tree star birthday cake.
Apparently, the inspiration was a maple leaf.
I see it,
Yeah.
I guess. If they're like, what would maple leaves look like, 100,000 years ago?
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I would recommend this film to put on. I wouldn't say, like, go out of your way to watch it.
No.
But,
I mean,
like-
it's good, kind of. It's short for starters. So,
Yeah.
it's not exactly a huge investment.
No.
But it's some, I was going to say 90s nostalgia, but it's technically late 80s.
And I'm a little bit curious. I'm morbidly curious about what the other 13
Teen musical movie direct-to-video sequels are.
the direct somehow knowing that direct-to-video is a required precursor for direct-to-video sequel. That's something special. Wait, does that mean this came out in the cinema? Yeah. It must have. What a weird cinema, like,
What do you mean?
I don't know, it just kind of like,
It made over $80 million.
I
in the
guess
cinemas.
I didn't really go to the cinema as a kid. So the idea of like cinema but for children doesn't sort of really compute for me.
Yeah, I didn't do it a lot.
What's the first movie you saw in cinema?
The one that gave me nightmares for
Scooby-Doo.
years to come. Yeah, the one on the island. Whatever that's called? Scooby-Doo something island?
Scooby-Doo Mystery Island.
Let's see. I think it might just be called Scooby-Doo.
It might be.
Oh no, hang on.
And what year would have that been based on its release?
Okay, so I think it must have been the 2002 Scooby-Doo film, which meant I was 7, maybe 8, depending on
When
when
the-
in
yeah.
the year.
Do you
Wait,
wanna-
no, definitely 7. Hang on, that's how time works.
That's how time works. Do you want to look up the movie?
86.
Do you want to look up the movie Homeward Bound?
Yeah, well, but I just need you to, because first of all, Google calls it an American comedy horror. My mum swears up and down that it was originally listed as G-rated, and that's why she took me to see it. And then, like a week after, they changed it to PG.
And can we say with certainty that your parents were not guidant?
Well, they were there. I think the point was that I wasn't ready for anything even PG.
Yeah,
It didn't
yeah,
matter
yeah.
if my parents were there or not.
Yep.
I was 7 and this is the first movie I'd seen, and as far as I was concerned, those monsters could really possess you.
Yep.
Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey, came out in 1993
So that was the first film I would have seen. So I would have been what? 4?
in
No.
cinema.
That can't be right.
I mean, it's not, it could be right.
I mean, so I have the
Family adventure.
vaguest memory of this. I remember very little of the film itself, but that the film was somewhat delayed at the cinema, and so one of the people working at the cinema was like out in front of the crowd of patrons and just like asking like trivia questions and giving away prizes. And I can't remember what the question was, but I put my hand up and got picked and got the answer right, and I won a CD. And the CD, so in the context of I was probably 4 or 5 based on what this was, the CD was for another movie that was out, so this was merch that they had, The Craft.
Oh, dear.
And I loved that CD, and I have to presume that my mum didn't let me listen to it for quite some time, and or must have like forced me to miss some tracks, because there were some tracks on there that were, you know,
Not for a 5-year-old?
not for a photo, but like I listened to that CD to death.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing that you really hold on to as a kid, you know, your first prize.
Yeah.
You know, it's exciting.
I didn't know what The Craft was. I still have never seen The Craft.
I mean, are we really that surprised? We have a whole podcast about that.
But yeah, so I guess in that context, then I guess if this kind of cinema, parents take their kids to the movies, it's just something that I don't see because I don't go see those shows at the cinema, I guess, let alone any movies, really.
So just like, I just need you to know the reason. I feel like every time I told the story of me getting recurring nightmares about watching Scooby-Doo.
Which for our podcast listeners might actually be the first time we've brought this up.
But I've told other people in my life and I feel like I get judged. They're like, how was it that scary? I just need to read to you the description of the bad guys and what they do in Scooby-Doo.
And to be fair, Scooby-Doo, this one is not
the live action one.
It's not fully animated. It's mostly live action.
Correct.
Live action with
Jr.,
CGI.
Sarah Michelle Gellar, etc. It features ancient demons from Spooky Island that can possess humans by taking their souls, referred to as protoplasm. However, this can only happen after the souls are removed with a special pincer, and the demons can be forced out by another soul entering the body. That's a lot for a 7-year-old, okay? It's a lot for me to take in. It's a lot for me to understand.
I mean, as long as you don't go to Spooky Island, you'll be right.
True. Anyway, we've gone off on a massive tangent. I think we're out of practice on how to wrap this thing up.
Look, did I have any other thoughts about The Land Before Time? I enjoyed it. It just wasn't. I guess I expected something a little bit different.
Yeah?
Yeah. I didn't expect it to be just like mostly following just the juveniles. I was pleasantly surprised that it was still like as entertaining as it was, considering it is a film that is very suitable for young audiences.
Yeah.
You know, I think one leg up that modern kids' films have is that they often feel like they have extra bits that are like for the adults watching.
True.
Not adult humor, but like sophisticated humor that is...
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, absolutely.
So
this is not really that.
This didn't really have any of that. And I could see that for other people, putting this on might make it some sort of comfort film. Like that they might just put it on in the background and sort of know that it's happening. And the... What was the musical director's name?
James Horner.
The James Horner musical swells, the orchestral, you know, tones. Certainly...
The, like, placid narrator voice. Yeah.
Like, that's a vibe, for sure. I wouldn't ever watch this again, though.
No, and that's fine. Neither would I. And it's, you know, I consider it one of my, you know, kind of nostalgic picks from childhood. I'm not sure I would anymore. I mean, like, I do, but again, it's not one that I need to go back and see again and again.
What should our next film be? If you have a film that is your favorite, please send it to us in the comments, suggestions, Facebook, Instagram, or wherever you're listening to your podcasts. And we'd like to hear your suggestions.
I hope your beginning of your December, or whenever you're listening to this, is going great. Talk at you next time.
Till next time.
This episode of the Better Late Than Never Club is brought to you by our patrons: Alex, Christopher, Lindy, Matthew, Nathan, and Rachel.
And also our members: Aimless, Andrew, Raina, Salty Pond, and Simon.
Thank you for listening.